Welcome back to another episode of a film series in which we take a deep dive into cinematic masterpieces, discussing what makes them so special while exploring their deeper meaning and impact. Today, we celebrate the birthday of actor, director, producer, and screenwriter Brian De Palma. The narrative follows Eliot Ness, a young, idealistic agent who arrives in Chicago from Cleveland to take on Al Capone. Each move Capone makes is countered by an equally shrewd maneuver from Ness. His performance perfectly captures the unwavering spirit of a man who dares to challenge the status quo. Alongside him, Sean Connery shines as Jimmy Malone, the world-weary Irish cop who reluctantly joins Ness's mission. Ennio Morricone's score is an integral part of the Untouchables' power, underscoring the film's emotional depth and thematic richness. From the iconic opening notes to the soaring heroic themes to the haunting, mournful passages, the music is a cinematic triumph. They all contribute to making the Untouchables the immersive experience. The recreation of 1930s Chicago is so convincing that you'll feel like you've been transported back in time. The camera work is dynamic and innovative, keeping you engaged and immersed in the story. The costumes are meticulously designed, capturing the essence of the era, while the editing and sound design ensure a seamless flow from one scene to the next. The visual effects, while subtle, add depth and realism to the action sequences, making them all the more impactful. It is hard to imagine the film without more masterful compositions that elevate every scene and leave a lasting impression on the audience. Look no further than The Untouchables. It's a must-watch for fans of crime dramas, historical epics, and anyone who appreciates exceptional filmmaking. Whether you're a seasoned cinephile or a casual moviegoer, The Untouchables is a cinematic experience that will stay with you long after the credits roll. Connery's gruff exterior and sharp wit belie a deep sense of honor and commitment to justice, making Malone one of the most memorable characters in cinematic history. Robert De Niro is mesmerizing as Al Capone, delivering a tour-de-force performance that is equal parts menacing and charismatic. His portrayal of Capone as a man capable of both great charm and unspeakable brutality is both terrifying and captivating. Andy Garcia and Charles Martin Smith round out the main cast as George Stone and Oscar Wallace respectively, providing crucial support to Ness and offering diverse perspectives on the mission, escalating the tension until the inevitable showdown, seamlessly blending genres and styles to create a unique cinematic experience. He pays homage to the gangster films of the 1930s while infusing them with his own distinctive flair. The result is a visual feast, full of memorable shots and expertly executed action sequences. One standout sequence is the train station sequence, a suspenseful tour de force that ranks among the greatest action scenes ever filmed. Its influence can still be seen in modern cinema, showcasing De Palma's forward-thinking approach to storytelling. What truly sets The Untouchables apart, however, is how it humanizes its characters. We see Ness wrestle with the moral dilemmas of his mission, as is the struggle to uphold integrity and justice in the face of overwhelming odds. The film also explores the complexities of the law, questioning when and if it's ever justified to operate outside its bounds. Furthermore, The Untouchables touches upon universal experiences such as love, loss, and the passage of time, reminding us of the human cost of the war on crime, grappling with the means and consequences of taking down such a powerful enemy. Meanwhile, Capone emerges not just as a cold-blooded killer, but as a cunning businessman, a family man, and a symbol of an era defined by excess and corruption. Ness is a man on a mission, determined to bring down Capone despite the latter's reputation as a ruthless criminal who seems untouchable. But soon enough, Ness realizes that Capone's web of influence runs deep, penetrating every facet of society, including the police force and local politicians. Despite these setbacks, Ness refuses to compromise his ethics. He assembles a small team of incorruptible agents, each bringing unique skills and perspectives to the table. And to honor him, there is no better choice than his masterpiece, The Untouchables. Released in 1987, this film is more than just a gangster flick or a period piece. It's a riveting, stylish, and morally charged epic that has only grown in stature over the decades, based on true events. But upon closer inspection, its brilliance lies in its complex characters, its bold stylistic choices, and its exploration of profound moral questions that resonate even today. Let's get into it. The Untouchables chronicles the battle between Treasury agent Eliot Ness and the infamous Chicago mobster Al Capone during the Prohibition era of the 19th. It has a story of good versus evil played out, against the backdrop of a corrupt and crime-ridden Chicago, where the lines between right and wrong are blurred and the stakes couldn't be higher. At first glance, The Untouchables appears to be a straightforward cop drama. Let's start with the plot. The story unfolds as a cat-and-mouse game between Ness and Capone, marked by betrayals, close calls, and acts of sheer brilliance. Moving on to the characters, they are nothing short of iconic. Kevin Costner portrays Eliot Ness with sincerity and determination. The direction by Brian De Palma is masterful. Now let's talk about the music. As for the themes, they are as relevant today as they were in the 1930s. The battle between good and evil is timeless. And on that note, it's time to wrap up our deep dive into The Untouchables. What are your thoughts on the film? Have you seen it? If so, do you agree that this is a great movie? Let me and others know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you will be back tomorrow. Have a great night.